Yeah, my name is Modestus Alozie. I'm a lawyer, but not married yet. Yeah, I'm 24 years old. I live in Emetu Gariki, Abuja. Well, let me start by saying that right now I'm a leadership conscious person. I don't do things without thinking in line of leadership because of the training I've come to acquire over the years as a result of my contacts with GOTNI. It has so much permeated through my life that I hardly do anything without thinking like a leader. In every situation, I'm thinking of solutions, I'm thinking of results, I'm thinking of being productive in any environment I find myself. In the family, whatever family discussions we have, I want to make contributions that are sound because I'm interested in the progress of the family. In the organization, I want to make positive contribution because I know that that is the line of a leader. Let me start by saying that I first came in contact with GOTNI in 2008. It happened in Owerri during Leadership and Economic Summit hosted by GOTNI in Owerri. I happened to participate in that program. Prior to my participation in that event, I was at home as a young kid. I just got admission into University of Nigeria to study law then, and then my mother was watching television. So she saw Mr. Linus Okore talking about the forthcoming events. And then she called on me and she come and look at this man. And this is somebody that is talking the way I want to talk, that she knows me. That look at the man, that he can be a model to me. So I listened to him, and along the line I even discovered that he happened to be an old boy of my secondary school, and he was the school captain of the school at his time. And I also happened to be the school captain at my own time too. So government secondary school, Owerri to be precise. So after the television program, I picked up his contact, I gave him a call. I didn't know how I got the courage to do that, but I just had to do it. Perhaps it's a thing of leadership that needed to be fired up in me. So I gave him a call, he told me to come and meet up with him. So I met with him that evening and he told me a little more about GOTNI. And that same evening, he gave me some tasks to do. I wasn't prepared for the task, but he asked me to write a speech that he was going to present before the governor. So I had to do a quick speech, and at the end, he gave me a note of approval saying that that was good. So I felt happy within me, that I have found an environment where I could be mentored, where I could have responsibilities that could be challenging and put me on track to achieve my dreams in life. That was how I came in contact with GOTNI, and I participated in the program in Owerri. And at the end of the program, I made a bold step. I told Mr. Linus that I would like to set up GOTNI in the University of Nigeria, where I just got admitted into. He said, okay, that he trusts that I will be able to do that. So I went back to the university and set up GOTNI. Along the line, I discovered that I needed some personal transformation for me to be able to carry on with the vision of GOTNI in the university. And what were those personal transformations? I needed to be different in order to model the values that GOTNI stand for. And along the line, I discovered that while reading up some books, while listening to some of Mr. Linus's tape and following up on GOTNI activities, I discovered that I was changing, step by step. A lot of things about me were changing. And while we set up the structure, I discovered that even my members took to that line. So all of us, we stood out, we were different in our dressing, and people knew us with that. If you see someone who is corporately dressed in the university, your first instinct will tell you that this person is a member of GOTNI. Then apart from that, I also began to watch my social association, the kind of places I go to, the kind of people I associate with, the kind of things I involve myself with. I knew that I needed to make a reality check of the things I really wanted in my life at that moment because of what I was involved with. I wonder how I would have left the university if I hadn't been involved with GOTNI. GOTNI gave me so much relevance in the university. In fact, I learned a very important principle from that if you want to become significant in every environment you find yourself, you have to be able to bring values to that environment. You have to be able to bring values to the table. Mr. Linus keeps saying that all the time, and it really played out in my life in the university. Starting from my second year, I was so much sought after. I have to put it that way. In fact, if it's something I have to brag about, I'll be proud to do so. I was so much sought after by my seniors, different associations, they wanted me to be part of their activities. They wanted me to be in the planning committees because they had seen the kind of things I was doing as a young boy in the university. I didn't wait until I was in final year for me to be able to do most of those things. I began to do them from my first year. And in my second year, I was already selling like a product within the university. In my second year, I was part of the Law Students Parliament. I was representing my class in the Law Students Parliament. And at that same level, I got involved with the Students' Union government, which ordinarily should have waited till I get to fourth year or final year in the university. But for my second year, the SUG president picked me as a shadow advisor as at that moment. Yes, then in my third year, that was when I was officially involved. I was made the chairman of project implementation for the SUG government, within that period. And interestingly too, in fact, this shocked me as a person. I stood on a level of a consultant to my colleagues, my contemporaries in the university. People that were faculty heads, departmental heads, consulted me whenever they wanted to carry out a policy within the departments of faculty. They needed my input. In fact, I remember one occasion, one of them came that I should just draft up plans for him. He was still running for an election, but he told me that he needed me to draft up plans, policies for him, that he will use them for his campaign and also to lead the faculty after the election. And I did that for him. And that continued on and on. Within my faculty, the lecturers, whenever they wanted to do Faculty of Law at the University of Nigeria, I remember our dinner program, I was invited to chair the dinner committee, the dinner planning committee. I headed the dinner planning committee. And a lot of things I did within the university. I just can't enumerate all of them. It cut across Faculty of Law, went around the university. My name was a household name. I moderated events. I anchored a lot of debates for people contesting elections because they came to know me as a man of integrity, a man of values, and somebody who could make things happen, who you can trust with responsibilities. After the university, I went on to the Nigerian Law School, as a law student. That was in 2013 to 2014. At the Nigerian Law, I was at the Nigerian Law School, Buhari, Abuja, as a law student, preparing to be called to the bar as a barrister and solicitor. So it happened that, I just couldn't leave out the bar. I couldn't just abandon the values of GOTNI. I couldn't abandon the transformation that have taken place in my life all through these years, in the university. I needed more, and I wanted a lot of people to also participate in it, but now at the Nigerian Law School, having left the university. So that led me to also take up the challenge from Mr. Linus and Mrs. Linus. I remember that very day at Oguda Close when they charged me to go ahead and set up GOTNI again at the Nigerian Law School. And I promised I was going to do that. Even before seeing the four walls of the law school, I didn't know what the environment looked like. But thank God we're able to do that, and the transformation continued. The changes continued. So after law school, I went on to serve under the mandatory National Youth Service Corps program. So I've been serving with a law firm, Paul Osoro and Co. And to me, this is an opportunity for me to bring to bear all I have learned over the years, for me to test them and see how they apply, in a different setting. And trust me, it has been a wonderful experience working in a law firm, having such leadership principles assisting me in all I do, and transferring or imparting same on my colleagues who I work with on a daily basis. A lot can be said about it. One, in terms of the kind of commitment I bring to the work, the kind of attitude I bring to the work, and then my presence, the kind of environment it creates for my colleagues in the office. Are they happy to have me around? Are they thinking that there will be much progress will be made if I'm around, working with them? For me, the most significant change that has occurred in my life since my association with GOTNI and having been under the tutelage of Mr. Linus for a long time are these. One, right now, I can boast of it. I am a solution-oriented person. I am a result-oriented person. And I think these have been working out for me very well. It has been helping me stand out in every environment I find myself. I think in terms of solution. I think in terms of productivity. I do not just want to participate. I do not just want to be a member. I do not just want to be present. Bring values to the environment I find myself in. Nothing can be more significant than that. Yeah, this change is most significant for me because I think that this is the particular ingredient needed for a successful society, for a progressive society. Imagine that people in Maitama, Abuja are thinking in terms of solutions to the problem we have in this city. Imagine that people in the entire Abuja are thinking in terms of solutions. Imagine that people in the entire Nigeria are thinking in terms of productivity. Not what Nigeria can do for them, but what they can do for Nigeria, what they can contribute. Nigeria will be a better place. So for me personally, to be thinking in such a way, I think it's something remarkable, something great. Before this period or before this era of change, came about, I can't say I was thinking in this manner. No, I wasn't thinking in this manner. I wouldn't be then I wasn't thinking in terms of solution. I wasn't thinking in terms of productivity. I just wanted to participate. I just wanted to be among. Why I just can't explain the reason, or rather I couldn't have explained the reason why I wanted to be involved in things. But not because I wanted to contribute, not because I wanted to be provide a solution, but perhaps because I just wanted my name to be heard. I wanted my name to be counted, and that was just it. But over the years, having learned a lot of principles from my association with GOTNI, I can say that the way I am right now is an aggregate of what I have learned. It's an aggregate of the principles I've come to imbibe. And in sum, I have come to know that it's better to contribute, it's better to produce results than just to be a part of. So over the years, I have come to learn in aggregate from GOTNI that this is the path to progress. This is the path to becoming an outstanding individual in the society, bringing something to the table at all times. Yeah, to sustain the change that have occurred in my life, the best thing to do is to remain in contact with the source. That's the best thing to do. Remain in contact with the source and then put into practice the things you've learned, the principles that you've learned from GOTNI. So I will remain in contact with GOTNI. I will keep on learning more. There is no end to learning. In fact, it is said that the day you stop learning is the day you die. So I will keep learning from GOTNI. I will keep participating in GOTNI activities. And I wouldn't hesitate to practicalize or practice these principles that I've learned from GOTNI in my organization, in my environment, and in my relationship with people all over the world. Yeah, so many of the factors have rightly influenced who I am today. First among them is the fact that ordinarily, I want to see a progressive Nigeria. So in combination with my association with GOTNI, it has influenced who I am today. I have to, in order to satisfy my internal need to see a progressive Nigeria, I have to avail myself of an opportunity to train myself, to equip myself in order to be able to influence others as well, so that we can bring about the change that we need in our country. So my desire to see a transformed Nigeria, a transformed Africa, is one of the factors that have actually guided my direction in life today.
GOTNI, building outstanding leaders.